What is up, folks at home? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are gonna head underwater and we are gonna talk about all different kinds of jig trailers. The jig is gonna play heavy in the fall to winter transition, which we're coming up here soon. So let's head underwater, jig trailers here. Jigs, love them or hate them, are a great way to catch fish in cold water. And cold water is coming to a place near you very, very soon. So I want to kind of break this down by size and action, the jigs that I fish. In cold, clear water, a jig trailer with minimal action is going to do really good. Now, I kind of have 3 finesse options here, then we have 3 regular size options, or 2 regular size options here, and then we get into the bigger baits. So cold, clear water or finesse situation, I'm gonna go with the Great Lakes Finesse Snack Craw. This bait is matte. It is 2.1 inches long. It is small. It is a great finesse jig trailer. Throw this on a finesse football head, drag it around rock piles, drag it around hard structure, clear water, especially smallmouth. You are gonna get bit on this craw. Now, the cool thing about it, it stands up on the bottom. It has a really great profile and presentation on the bottom. But the thing we want to remember is, and the thing that makes this great is, it is an exact crow profile, it is unassuming, and it is exactly what fish are looking for when they're looking for an easy meal, right? So that snack craw from Great Lakes Finesse is going to be a killer bait to throw in clear water, to throw in smallmouth situations. You can add, whatever jig head you want to. I've got it on an ebb and flow jig here, finesse style, and I really like this color. The green pumpkin orange belly is just a fantastic killer color for a craw in a finesse jig presentation. So that's the first presentation that I am going to throw right there, that Great Lakes Finesse craw. If I'm throwing a finesse jig, the next one that I'm going to go to right here is a Bass Pro Shops Crack Craw, and I have it in blue here. If I've got a little bit of color in the water, this bait has a little bit more plastic to it. It has a little bit more bulk, but it has those flapping arms and pinchers. This is one of those baits that I found to be an excellent trailer, right? And this crack craw, I pinched the tentacles off of it. I just want these straight appendages because they give a nice flowy, flappy action on the bottom. And it's one of those baits. Me and Sam fished this bait when he was on the day of his wedding. Horrible wind, horrible conditions. We were flipping this up into pencil reeds in the cold, and man, we were catching some nice fish doing that. Wedding day bass. This one forever will be, and it's cheap. It's a Bass Pro Shops Tournament Series bait, right? An 8-pack. And I think it was like $1.25 or $2 at Bass Pro Shops. A great, great, great bait simply because it has that great action and that great thing. If I want a little bit more action, say the fish are more active, it's a windy day, I'm going to pick up the Netbait Twintail, right? A lot of people have got away from throwing Twintail grubs on jigs, and that is a mistake, right? Twintail grubs are one of the best jig trailers that you can fish if the fish are active. You got a windy day, you got color in the water. The Twintail grub is going to give you that action. It's going to give you that nice fall. And on a finesse jig where it's slowly following in those tentacles, flailing out, this is just an excellent way to get bit. Tactical Bassin turned me back onto these after years. I had never fished a Twintail. I watched their underwater like 4 or 5 years ago on it. And boom, I was hooked. It just has a nice clean action. Netbait makes some awesome baits. So that 3-inch Twintail grub, those are kind of my finesse presentations, right? Moving into normal jig size presentation, so moving up from that 1/8 ounce, 1/4 ounce jig, now we're in that 3/8, that 1/2 ounce, the bigger average jig that I'm gonna fish. The first one up is the Berkley Powerbait Max Scent Stank Bug. And the Stank Bug is made for active action. 1, it's got that max scent in there, which fish love to eat. 2, it's got that active profile presentation. Now, in the cold water, you can simply clip this bait, and you're gonna have a nice craw presentation if you clip off those little wings. But really, it's cold water, warm water. It's one of those baits that puts a nice scent trail in the water. They've got great colors, right? That black, brown, amber color is what I'm going to start fishing in that cold, clear water, simply because it looks a lot like a craw, and you can drag it through certain situations. It's going to be great on a wobblehead jig. It's going to be great on a 1/2 ounce jig bumping along. Just another bait that's going to give you a lot of options and a lot of ways to fish it. You can fish it shallow, you can fish it deep, you can let it fall, you can drag it. You can do a lot of things. So it's a good catch-all bait, and Maxent I'm a big believer in. Next up, we have that Bait Cave Customs Cave Cricket. It's an active bait, right? Notice in each one of these bait categories, I'm going to have kind of a neutral bait, a medium action bait, and then a heavy action bait. The Cave Cricket has a flat body on it, so it's going to give you a nice glide on the fall, and then it's got those actively kicking arms on it. It's really going to do, at 3.8 inches, a good job for you in generating a lot of bites and a lot of hits, and just that general size profile, right? I like it in June bug, or I like it in that brown and orange color. It's just going to have a nice kick on the fall. It's going to have a nice active action. It's a good swim jig trailer, but it can also be fished on a shaky head, and it can be fished on a 1/2 ounce football jig, just dragging it through those rocks. So great option there. Next up is probably my favorite soft plastic ever made, which is the literal definition of success in the soft plastics game, and it is that Berkley Pitboss. And for whatever reason, the Pitboss literally just gets bit no matter what. Cold water, warm water, dirty water, clear water, Texas rig, jig. The Pitboss, for whatever reason, is one of those baits that literally gets bit everywhere, right? If I go to a lake and I need to fish a soft plastic, I'm gonna throw the Pitboss, simply because it's a bait that gets bit. Green pumpkin, it's a great color, love to drag it around on a jig, it's a bigger profile, but for whatever reason, this bait and this shape bait gets bit. You're gonna hop it actively in the warm water and the cold water, you're gonna let it fall and just drag it along those hard spots and rough spots, but the Pitboss and that shape bait right there, you can see it on the bottom looking good, just gets bit, right? Now into my bigger profile offerings. We're gonna go up to that 4-inch cave craw, and I love it in spring craw, or in that black and blue, or that green, pumpkin, and yellow, and it is just a great example of a big, bulky crawfish bait. It's gonna move a lot of water. It's great in cold water if you're looking for a big bite. This is that bait to throw, right? It bulks up your jig. It's got a nice 3-inch body with those big flapping pinchers on it. This is a big fish jig. And it's one of those things where I'm going to lock it in my hand with confidence. And, if I've got 4 fish in the box, I'm looking for a kicker, this is what I'm going to throw on that jig. In cold water, you're just going to drag it. In warm water, you're going to hop it and actively fish it through those zones. But this is a bait that has a lot of versatility and can be drug around those zones with confidence and can entice a big bite. Last up is this Elastomer Bellows Gill from G-Crack America. It's just an elastomer bait. It's going to stand up, and it's one of those baits that gets bit because of the profile and water disturbance that it has. This bait disturbs water everywhere it goes. It gets bit everywhere it goes. I've fished the Bellows Gill a ton this late summer into the fall, and I am a true believer in this bait. It looks goofy, but it catches them, and the elastomer floats. It has a nice presentation on those jig heads, so you can really take advantage of that situation and hammer some fish on that profile style bait when maybe your traditional craw isn't producing. Guys, hope you got an insight into kind of the breakdown of the trailers that I fish on jigs. You want a dead action trailer, a neutral action trailer, you want a medium action trailer, and you want a heavy action trailer. You want to see what kind of mood the fish are in that day, and then you can adjust your baits accordingly. Guys, if you like what's going on right now on the channel, give us a like, subscribe, let us know in the comment section what baits you want to see underwater. Thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. We will see you next time.